Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Dear students, this is class second year, grade 12, and the lecture number is 40. Chapter number 16 continue. Today we start the alkynes. Alkynes. Unsaturated hydrocarbons containing triple covalent bond, alkynes. And we done the structure of the alkynes and nomenclature of the alkynes also, that you have to start the numbering from where the triple bond is going to be nearer, and instead of E you have to use Y and E and select the longest carbon chain which contains triple covalent bond. Suppose I am going to try this one. I already discussed this. Suppose I am going to try this one. Like this. If you want to give the name according to IUPAC system, starting from this side, the triple bond is very first position. See from here. Starting from here, double bond is on the second position. So here is triple bond. You must start numbering from here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 carbon atoms. So alphabetically in, and this is a bind. So you have to give 5 heptene, 5 heptene, and 1, 3 di wine. You can give this name or 5 E 1 3 di wine at 10. You can give this also name. Position of the double bond, position of the triple bond. There are 2 triple bonds and longest chain contain 7 heptene or 5 heptene. Double bond position also, stem longest chain also. Position of double bond I gave also. 1 position are the triple bond and 3 position for the double triple bond. There are 2 triple bonds. This is the which is more difficult. I explained this and you've done this before. Now, reactivity, relative stability of the alkynes. Relative relative stability of the alkynes. Alkynes are more stable as compared to alkene. If you see the reactivity, alkenes are the most reactive. Reactivity, order. Alkenes are the most reactive. Alkenes are more reactive than alkynes. Alkynes are more reactive than benzene. Benzene is more reactive than alkanes. This is the order of the reactivity. Double covalent bond, sigma pi bond is the most reactive because it is exposed. Pi bonds are not diffused, they are exposed, and the reagents can attack. Potassium permanganate can attack very well oxidizing agents and as well as acids. Alkyne contain two pi bonds, one sigma bond, more diffuse nature, drum more diffuse, so that's why this is less reactive. Benzene, okay, containing double covalent bond, but according to the structure of benzene, which is highly stable, we will discuss it later. So due to the stability of the benzene molecule, due to the delocalization of pi electrons, so delocalized pi electrons are present, benzene becomes more stable, so it is less reactive than alkynes, and alkanes contain only sigma bond. Inner nature of the sigma bond make the alkanes least reactive. So alkynes are the more stable as compared to alkenes due to the presence of extra pi bond. Already I told you. That's why alkynes are less reactive than alkenes. I mentioned here. This can be supported if we compare thermodynamic data. If you have a 1 hexane triple bond 6 carbon atom, 290 kilojoules per mole energy is required. For 1 hexene 6 carbon atom double covalent bond, 126 kilojoules per mole amount of energy is required. So that's why alkenes are less stable than that of the alkyne structure. Alkynes, acetylene is a cylindrical structure containing sp hybridization you done in the grade 11, and link is about sigma bond and 2 pi bonds. Hydrogen is attached with a carbon. Between the carbon there is a sp hybridization, and carbon and hydrogen there is a sp hybridization both sides, and there are 2 pi bonds unhybridized atomic orbital 2py and 2pz to form up 2 pi bonds by the parallel overlapping, or we can say straight overlapping, sideways or sidewise overlapping between 2py and 2pz to give a 2 pi bond. So this is the structure. The cloud of pi electrons is present cylindrically. I told you symmetrical about the carbon-carbon sigma bond. Rotation about the carbon-carbon sigma bond does not cause by change in energy and electrons density. So it has a linear structure, and hence geometrical isomerism not observed in it. So in the alkynes there is no geometrical isomerism, only carbon, hydrogen, and because of triple bond is there, that's why. You are seeing the formation of triple covalent bond. Already I told you by the hybridization sigma, there is a sigma bond is formed between the sp and sp hybridized. sp hybridized and hydrogen on the left side will be a sigma bond with a carbon hydrogen, and sp hybridized with a hydrogen to form another sigma bond with a carbon hydrogen, and 2py and 2pz respectively they overlap with each other to give a 2 pi bond. So cylindrical shape. Orbital drawing of it gives cylindrical shape. Alkynes are non-polar and soluble in water, but soluble in non-polar compounds like carbon tetrachloride, maybe others. Colorless gas, odorless gas, acetylene, ethine has a garlic-like odor. Boiling point, melting point increases with increasing number of carbon atoms. Carbon number 2 to carbon number 4, these are the gases. Carbon number 5 to 6, 12. They are liquid. So these are the general properties of the acetylene or alkynes. Now preparation. Preparation of alkynes by elimination reactions. Elimination. elimination reactions means you have to remove. So dear students, there is the elimination of the hydrogen halide we call dehydrohalogenation. Hydrogen halide eliminate from the alkyl halide, and we use here alkyl halide vicinal dihalide, dibromide, dichloride. Dear students, vicinal means the halogen attached with the adjacent carbon atoms. Two halogen atoms attached to the two neighboring carbon, adjacent carbon atom we call vicinal. And if one carbon is attached with the two halogens at the same time, this is called geminal. This is a geminal carbon because one carbon attached to two halogen. But if the two carbons adjacent to halogen, this is called a vicinal. So dear students, by using a vicinal, we are going to prepare the alkenes in the two steps we call dehydrohalogenation. In the dehydrohalogenation, we use here potassium hydroxide alcoholic. Potassium hydroxide alcoholic, must not put the potassium hydroxide in water. Okay, potassium hydroxide, sodium hydroxides are highly ionic in nature, strong bases, alkalis, but they are soluble in the polar solvent like alcohol. Okay, so potassium hydroxide dissolved in alcohol. So when it is going to react certain conditions, so there will be a hydrogen, you are hydrogen removed from this carbon and one hydrogen removed from this one. So you will get a CH2, hydrogen is removed, one hydrogen I told you remove, and you will get this, and potassium bromide is here and water is going to be formed. So this is an intermediate halogen halide. So this is called vinyl bromide. Vinyl bromide. In step number 1. This is step number 1. You will get vinyl bromide because you are going to prepare acetylene containing triple covalent bond. So this same step 2. Same this one. Vinyl bromide. And plus again potassium hydroxide. This will be alcoholic, same conditions. So this halogen is going to be moved to give a potassium bromide, hydroxyl group and hydrogen here. So you will get the acetylene, ethine. This is the ethine. So by using the dehydrohalogenation process, so we use the elimination process to give the acetylene. In the presence of strong base potassium hydroxide at high temperature, triple bond at terminal of carbon atoms migrates to give a more substituted alkynes. Yes. The same method is also given here. 1,2,2-dibromo. Okay. And we will write this. You students see this one. This group is a phenyl benzene. This is the benzene group. There is no confusion, students. Always you have written this hexane 6 carbonate. This is not a hexane. This is a aromatic compound. You can write in this form also. You can write in this form also. So this is the carbon number 1 and this is the carbon number 2. And this is a phenyl group and this is a phenyl group. So we write 1, 2 diphenyl. Or if you use alphabetically, then first write 1, 2 dibromo. 1, 2 dibromo. Alphabetically. So this is the first 1, 2 dibromo, 1, 2 diphenyl ethane. This is the name. This is a phenyl group, C6H5 phenyl group, benzene ring. And 1, 2 dibromo alphabetically, 1, 2 dibromo, 1, 2 diphenyl ethane. There is a dehydrohalogenation. So phenyl group will be said, no need for this one. Only you have to remove the hydrogen from here and bromine from here. So this is a phenyl group C6H5 and suppose we are going to remove the bromine from here. There is a carbon hydrogen, and if I am going to remove the hydrogen from here, so this will be a Br and this is a C6H5 like this. Starting from here, again 1 bromo and 1, 2 diphenyl ethene, because double bond is here. In the second step, the same C6H5. This is the CH double bond C. There is a bromine, and there is the phenyl group. Same conditions you have to apply. Both these same conditions you have to apply. And there the dehydrogenation. Now hydrogen is going to be removed from here. This is C6H5 carbon triple bond carbon C6H5. So this is a diphenyl acetylene. Diphenyl acetylene is going to be formed here. Diphenyl acetylene. So these are the medicinal dihalides. You can use also 1, 2 dibromophenyl ethane in the presence of sodium amide. When you use a liquid ammonia at -100, -33 degrees Celsius, you will get sodium phenyl, sodium acetylene, sodium bromide, and ammonia. In the next case, there is hydrolysis, and you will get the phenyl acetylene. There is another method which I told you, Jubinal. This was a bacillus. So, in the case of geminal dihalides, so we have a 1,1 dibromopropane. Geminal dihalides. So, in the geminal dihalides, you have to add a sodium amide. So this is a CH3. This is CH2, and this is the bromine, and also here bromine, and there is a hydrogen. So this compound is a 1, 2, 3. So 1,1 dibromopropane. And I told you you have to add the reagent sodium amide, sodium amide or liquid ammonia. So what you will get in the two steps, but if you write the one step is given, these two bromine are going to be removed and the hydrogen is going to be removed here. You will get a CH3, C triple bond, CH propine. This is a propine plus 2 sodium bromide and 2 ammonia. So propine is going to be formed in this case. Dihalides containing 2 halogen atoms linked to the same carbon atom is called geminal dihalides. And if you are going to react with sodamide or sodium amide in presence of ammonia gas, so you will get the alkynes and also sodium bromide and ammonia gas. This is another method we prepare with the alkynes. Properties: alkynes are highly unsaturated hydrocarbons containing triple covalent bonds, so addition reactions are possible here. Addition reactions, substitution reactions. It also undergoes substitution reactions due to easy cleavage of carbon-hydrogen bond. The pi electrons are present cylindrically symmetrical about a carbon-carbon sigma bond, and removal of terminal of hydrogen is possible without disturbing carbon-carbonic bonding. So therefore, electrophilic substitution reactions are possible. Electrophilic substitution reactions are possible. Dear students, this is a very important topic. Very important. There is a substitution reaction. That are called electrophilic. When one electrophile substitute another electrophile are called electrophilic substitution reaction. Electrophile, electron loving, less number of electrons, electron deficient, mostly positive charge. Mostly positive charge are called electrophiles, less number of electrons, electron deficient. Okay. So this is very important. Already I told you in the introduction. I am repeating again. The pi electrons are present cylindrically symmetrical about the carbon-carbon sigma bonds, and the removal of terminal hydrogen. This is the terminal hydrogen. Removal of terminal hydrogen is possible without disturbing carbon-carbon bonding. Therefore, electrophilic substitution reactions are possible in one alkyne, means this terminal hydrogen must be present with the alkyne. It means that the position of triple bond will be always first. If you put inside, no hydrogen will be there. So there will be no participation, no chemical reaction. Again, I am telling you, this reaction is not possible. This reaction is not possible. There is no terminal hydrogen. There is no terminal hydrogen. So there is no electrophilic substitution reaction. No. So there is, yes, there is a terminal hydrogen on the one side, yes. That's why he said one alkyne. It means that triple bond must be present at the first carbon atom to substitute the the metal. Metal is substitute the hydrogen. Sodium, you put sodium here, you can put silver here, you can put copper here, okay, will do. This is very important. So we call acidity of terminals of alkyne. Acidity. Acidity of terminal of alkynes. In ethine and also propyne, I told you the condition, just remember, the hydrogen atom is bonded to carbon atoms. The hydrogen is hydrogen atom. This carbon and this hydrogen. This is the sp hybridized and there it is a hybridization. This is between sp and sp hybridization and this is the carbon sp and sp3. This is that's the hindrance. This is the reason because they are the hindrance sp hybridization and sp3 with the carbon. This is the sp and sp hybridization. There the sp and hydrogen. Okay. So that's why there is the sp and hydrogen S1 for the hydrogen. So there is a 1s1 for the hydrogen. It means that sp and s there is a overlapping. Sp, you know, 50% s character, 50% p character. In it and renders carbon atoms more electronegative. There is a overlapping between sp and s, and this carbon renders more electronegative. So this carbon has partial negative and this carbon has partial positive. Electron deficient. It acts as an electrophile. So then other electrophile metal is going to be substituted. So as sp hybrid orbital 50% s character and 50% p character renders carbon atom more electronegative, the hydrogen become a partial positive charge. As a result, the sp hybridized carbon atom of terminal alkyne. This sp hybridized carbon of terminal alkyne, terminal means hydrogen must be written here. So terminal alkyne pulls the electron more strongly, making the hydrogen atom slightly acidic. This is a very important wording. As a result, the sp hybridized carbon atom of terminal alkyne. There's no terminal alkyne. There is a terminal alkyne. There's a terminal alkyne. There's a terminal both sides. This is the sp hybridized carbon overlapping with the s hydrogen, pulls electron more strongly, making the attached hydrogen atom slightly acidic. So that's why this hydrogen, this is the partial negative and this partial positive, more electrophile and acidic and substituted by the metal. So thus metal can substitute this hydrogen atom. Thus substitution reaction taking place. So there is a same this. Like this one. So base, carbon, this is going to be formed. Now dear students, chemical reactions are given here. Yes, if you have a sodamide. Already I told you this one. So you will get like this one. So it is going to be substituted. Sodium. And if you have both, okay, then no need of other. Only put two sodium on the both sides. There is a substitution. Hydrogen gas is going to be over there. Yes. Both sodium. This is called sodium diacetylide. Sodium diacetylide, partial negative and partial. Sodium diacetylide. These acetylides are highly unstable in nature, valuable reagent for the chemical synthesis, and essentially ionic in nature because partial charge here, negative charge is there and the positive charge is there. Ionic in nature because positive and negative charges are present there. So dear students, we are going to stop here because we have many chemical reactions like this, very important chemical reactions. Then we have to finish this topic, then we have to start the aromatic hydrocarbons, benzene. This chapter is a very long chapter, okay? Thank you very much, we stop.